Impact.
Hey, what's up guys? It's Dan Kleckner here from Impact Strength and Performance here for your weekly golf video, and today we're just going to go over our top 3 favorite T-spine mobility stretches. So T-spine is our middle 12 vertebrae here, right in between our lumbar spine and our cervical spine. It's responsible for rotation in our golf swing, so generating power through the torso as well as getting length in our backswing. So it's a very important joint that we need to work out, and it needs to be very mobile. However, most people tend to be not very mobile in there because they're sitting around at the computer all day, get very tight in the mid-back area, upper traps area, and then lose that mobility in the T-spine. So I'm going to show you a few exercises today to try to get that mobility back and to get more length and power in our golf swing, okay? So here we go. First thing we're going to do before we get into our 3 stretches is we're going to do a little T-spine mobility here, T-spine release with our stretching tool here. So what this is just 2 lacrosse balls taped together. What we do is put this right in between our spine here. So we want the golf ball on either side of the spine, and we're gonna go again from the T-spine. So we want those middle 12 vertebrae. We wanna make sure we stay out of the lower back and out of the neck and just keep it in those middle 12 vertebrae. What we do is come down here, we get the tennis balls on both sides, and then all we're gonna do is just the little overhead movement. So we're gonna keep the thumb pointing straight up. I'm gonna come, and I'm gonna try to touch that thumb to the ground. I'll do 2 or 3 reps on each side, okay? And then all I'm gonna do is move that up another inch or 2, keep working it higher, do the same thing, 2 or 3 reps on each side with that overhead movement, and we'll move this all the way up until we get into the upper trap area, but again, we wanna stay out of the neck. And then from there, we can take it into our 3 stretches. First one right here is just gonna be a seated T-spine stretch. What we're gonna do is make sure we keep our knees together right here so we're not rotating all through the lower body. We're just gonna keep this dowel right behind the head. I'm gonna rotate to my right, but what you guys will notice here, the little trick here is I rotate. If I bend down, engage the obliques here a little bit, and then come back and rotate again, you'll notice I get about 20 degrees more range of motion there. So what you wanna do it on the other side here, rotate, come through, rotate again, get a little side bend, come back, and then rotate again. We'll do that 5 times on each side. The next one we're gonna do is just gonna be a quadruped T-spine exercise here, but what we're gonna do is I'm gonna try to sit my hips back to my butt as much as I can. That way my lumbar spine gets locked in. A lot of times we'll mistake T-spine rotation for lumbar rotation. We're actually rotating more to our lower back than our T-spine. We don't want that, we want the lower back to be nice and stable. So we're gonna sit back so that lower back stays locked in. One hand on the ground, one hand behind the head, and then I'm just gonna open up as much as I can, keeping the hips locked down so I can't use that lower back, just use the T-spine. Open up 10 times on each side. All right guys, our last T-spine mobility exercise here is a good one I got here from Eric Cressy. So what we're gonna do is get elbows into the bench here. I got this dowel here. I wanna try to create as much external rotation as I can with this dowel. So I wanna try to pull this dowel apart, squeeze those shoulder blades out as far as I can, and then I'm gonna drop down as low as I can, make sure my spine is nice and neutral. I'm not arching my back or flattening too much. Find that nice neutral position. Drop down as low as we can. We're gonna take a deep breath out. And we're gonna try to keep, while we're externally rotating that dowel, we're gonna try to pull it behind the head as much as we can. And then we're gonna sit down in this position, take 5 deep diaphragmatic breaths. So breathing through the diaphragm. And just try to pull a little bit farther back on each breath. Again, we'd sit down at that bottom position and do that for 5 breaths for 2 or 3 sets. So hopefully this helps you guys out. Start to incorporate these T-spine stretches into your warm-up and your daily exercise routines, and you'll start to get a little more length and flexibility in that backswing. Thanks guys, bye.